As I mentioned earlier, this is Hunger Action Month, and that's why we wanted to hear from the Akron-Canton Food Bank. We're going to hear today from Shelly Hinton, who's the Vice President for Marketing and Development of the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank.
But what I want to talk about today is the food bank and what we do and how we work with so many different programs throughout the Akron area. First of all, I have a little quiz for you. Well, it's not really a quiz, but it's some interesting facts. Do you know that 70 billion pounds of edible food is wasted in the U.S. each year? 70 billion. That's about 450 pounds for a household annually. Do you know that the U.S. is one of the richest nations, yet we have 48 million people in our country, frequently wondering where their next meal will come from? And so because of those two things, that's how food banking got started. One of the first food banks was out in the West. It was the Food Bank of St. Mary's in Arizona. And the story goes that there was a woman who had come into a hot meal site and received a hot meal. And she had her children with her and she enjoyed a warm meal. And after she received that meal, she went back behind some restaurants and was digging through the dumpsters. And the gentleman that was working at the hot meal site that served her, he kind of thought, what is she doing? We just fed her. And so he went back and he kind of had a conversation with her and he said, I don't understand. You just got a warm meal. Why are you digging through these dumpsters? And she said, I have a whole week. I have a whole week that I need to feed my children. And so much food gets wasted by these grocery stores and manufacturers. Not wasted, but thrown out that's still edible. And so that is how food banking got started. That gentleman then partnered with a local church and they found a warehouse and they began to work with restaurants and grocery stores that had food that could no longer be put out to the shelves for consumers, but it was still edible. And so they would move that food into this warehouse space, and then that is where different pantries and hot meal programs could access the food. So that is how food banking got started years ago. Now just to tell you a little bit about our food bank. Our food bank, the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank, is one of 12 food banks in the state of Ohio. We're one of 200 food banks across the United States. We're all part of a network called Feeding America. Has anyone heard of Feeding America? They do a lot of national promotion, and there's ways to give back to Feeding America. But through our Feeding America partnership, we are able to connect with all these other food banks and learn about best practices and learn how to structure our food bank to best serve our clients. But our work is to really advocate for the 1 in 7 in our community that are food insecure. And that number for children is 1 in 4. 1 in 4 children in our area, in the 8-county service area that what we serve, is food insecure. That service area is Summit County, Stark County, Medina, Portage, Holmes, Carroll, Tuscarawas, and Wayne County. Those are the counties that the food bank serves. How we reach these individuals is through an amazing network of different agencies. So the food bank resides in Akron, Ohio, and we have one location there. But we work with a network of over 500 different agencies and programs. So these are hot meal sites, these are pantries, shelters, backpack programs, and most of those programs are led by volunteers. It's incredible. Our network is led 75% by volunteers. And so the food bank works with national donors or local donors, and we solicit food donations that are stored at our warehouse. And then all of these agencies have opportunities to come and pick up that food. And then they distribute it to the individuals that are food insecure. The food bank relies on donations of all kinds. I mentioned a little bit of local donations. So we reach out to a lot of local retailers, like I said, grocery stores, even local food manufacturers make donations to the food bank. But in addition to local donations, we also receive national donations in partnership through Feeding America. But this would be through like a Kraft or a General Mills. Just recently, I know someone at our table was at the food bank. Was anybody at the food bank this past weekend? Besides a couple of people. Oh my gosh, thank you all so much for coming. This last Friday, we had a 24-hour volunteer event. So it was an effort, again, to raise awareness to the issue of hunger. And so we kept the food bank open from 10 o'clock a.m. on Friday until 10 o'clock on Saturday. 24 hours, we had volunteers. We had over 1,800 volunteers in our facility to help us repack food. A lot of the projects were fresh produce, but one of the projects was a donation that we received from General Mills. So unfortunately, General Mills had produced a vast amount of oatmeal before they had noticed that they labeled it incorrectly. And why they had labeled it incorrectly is that they had labeled the product gluten-free, and it wasn't gluten-free. So a very serious mistake that could affect someone's health. And they offered the donation to food banks who could have the capacity to repack it through Feeding America. We received thousands and thousands of pounds. I think it was like 40,000 pounds of oatmeal. Kathy can make, those that are here can talk to you about how much oatmeal. Every single oatmeal pack had to be opened up and dumped in a new package and sealed and relabeled, so we could make the corrections to the ingredients. So these are the types of projects that we receive, and quite often that food in the past would have gone to be disposed of. It would have went to our landfill. But now what Feeding America has done is help us make those connections, help make connections between food manufacturers and food banks to help reprocess that food so we can get into the hands of those who need it and not go directly to waste.